Hello, my name is Jeff, and
My
welcome
name is
to another
Jeff.
episode of Perfectly Misfit.
What up, now?
I am your host Renee Encarnacion, and is with me as always my lovely fucking co-host, Mister Dan, coming in way too hot today. Webb, how are you, brother?
Dude, I'm fucking great. I'm just super excited today. I'm sorry. Like, I'm hyped as fuck.
This dude's over here like verbally assaulting our guests today. Like, come on, bro, take it down a notch, bro.
It sucks.
Sheesh.
It's funny because, like, again, you didn't know, like, some of the relationship we already had before. And, like, again, you also know me, and you know I'm an asshole. So, like, I just straight up went off as an asshole for a minute, like, as a total joke. And then
Not, and
when
I
you
had no idea
realize
these people have
something,
met before.
yeah, and when you realize, you're like, oh shit, and like she was following along with like, knew I would like, didn't necessarily know I was being an asshole. Like you started straight up defending. It was fucking, dude. It made my day. I'm
All
not
right,
gonna lie.
all right. So, Perfectly Misfit is a show we do every Wednesday. It's me and my buddy Dan here. It's our form of therapy. It's our way of venting. It's our way of catching up over the dumb shit we've either watched, uh, eaten, or consumed media wise in general. Movies, TV shows, podcasts, and food. Those are our major topics here. Um, on occasion, though, we are blessed to have a guest. And last week, I'm still riding the high of last week. We had this little guy,
Little
this
person,
tiny,
I don't know who the
tiny
fuck he is.
man, was just
Like never heard this fucker.
might be a fucking rock star in some people's eyes. I don't fucking know.
Might have filled in for Trivium and might have filled in for Lamb of God.
Yeah,
Might have been in,
these
might have been in a great band. God forbid, and then
yeah
got into
these
a drug
tiny
addiction.
international touring bands. We had Doc Coyle on last week. Fucking amazing episode. I followed up with him this week. He said he had a great fucking time. We were blessed to have him. That was such a fucking mind blower. But today we have something a little different, but yet something very, very familiar.
Similar.
Since very, very familiar, because he's been on the fucking show 1,000 times. And might as well just get him the fucking Chevy Chase jacket for being on SNL the most. Corey fucking Castle, and then
Corey fucking Castle.
alongside with a little twisty to this one, with the Captain Positive's got to have his Mrs. Captain Positive, Alyssa. So everybody knows and loves Corey, the host of Evolving with Corey Castle, one of my favorite podcasts that I never really get around to listening to. And now him and his girl got a new fucking show coming up, and I like the concept. So once I heard about it, I immediately reached out to Corey and was like, "Bro, come promote your shit. Fucking tell us about it and plug all your shit." I'm so eloquent. I'm so eloquent.
Go ahead, man.
You want me to do it? Oh my
Go
god.
ahead.
Yeah, what's
Well,
up?
also, like these
We
fans,
also didn't talk about how we were going to do any of this beforehand, so this is the best. I love this.
these people already have heard me talk before. I've been on the show before. This is your introduction, and here's the red carpet. Present.
Dude,
Ready.
we don't have a budget for
All
the
right,
red carpet,
Alyssa.
bro.
It's all right.
If you don't know, Alyssa, by the way, is a singer-songwriter, a badass bitch by all means, and I mean the bitch part with nothing but respect.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, I told you about that shit, bro.
Yeah. No. By the way, she's on Netflix. You can find that shit. She's gonna tell you where here in a second.
Yeah, Dan, shut the fuck up and let her talk.
But well, I'm just trying to help her get into this. Like, go in, give us all your shit, dude. We got you. We're nothing here but to support you and Corey. Go.
That's so dope. Well, thank you for the rad introduction and huge congrats on your guest from last week. That's a pretty big deal. So if I may boldly say, I think you have the next couple of rock stars on your podcast a week later as well, so you could just add that. um, no, so the show that is on Netflix is called Sing On. I'm on episode 2, and it was a really fun opportunity. It happened at a time in my life that everything kind of felt like the upside down, and it was a lot of craziness going on. And just when I felt like I wanted to give up, um, my part of my dream just started to come true. And I'm not going to tell you guys what happens. It's still available on Netflix for you to watch. Every episode is about 25 minutes of your time. So if you want to see 25 minutes of me singing from my life and representing the East Coast and meeting some amazing people, have at it. It's a karaoke themed type show. There's a jackpot involved. There's money involved. And, some people's feelings get hurt. And that's all I'm going to say. And and I'm from South Philly, so if you couldn't catch any of the firecracker within me, there you go. So I hope you guys enjoy the show.
What part of
And
Philly?
South Philly.
What's the neighborhood called?
Well, see, I grew up on both sides of Broad Street, so I'm on. Most of my
She's
life
got
was
2 different
17th.
accents.
Yeah, most of my
that
life.
that broad was real
Broad
Philly.
Street, Broad Street.
Bro, when you hear both sides of Broad Street, that's the most obscure, deep cut Philly bullshit you'll ever hear.
I lived in Center City. So where did you live, Alyssa?
Below that, I was on 17th and Wolf, and then on and 10th and Jackson. I went from if you want to get the Italian side of it, I went from the St. Monica's Parish to Epiphany back to St. Monica's because. I don't know. I love St. Monica's.
Coming out heavy, and I love
yeah, it's hard. It's hard. It's hard. When I get there's one thing. There's a couple of things about me. When I'm very excited and happy, or when I'm angry, is when the accent comes out. So, I'm excited right now.
Same here. My New Yorker comes out. But so go on about your podcast.
So leading up to I met Corey a year later after the show aired in 2020 through our mutual friend Dami, and she's an amazing human being, and she has her own show called Oracle of Apollo, cheap plug for you, my friend, and she introduced us and to do his podcast, and boom, kind of been.
I gotta interrupt real quick because, all right, everyone knows we love Corey Castle with all respect and everything. But I had to stop real quick because everyone needs to go listen to Evolving with Corey Castle, episode 229 with Alyssa Marie. Everyone has their own dirty is the name of that podcast, that title for that podcast, I should say. But I've told this to Corey a million times. You can watch this love story start evolving within 10 minutes of this podcast. There's heavy flirting and shit going on. It is one, it's cute as fuck to watch. All right.
I thought I was handling it like a pro. I thought I was coming across like a professional.
Like a pro. You could see your whole sparkle, your whole eyes. Dude, I've watched it again recently. I actually watched it today because I knew we were doing this again. I could quote some shit for you here in a minute, but I will refrain because Mr. Corey Castle, you broke character, you broke kayfabe.
Whoa.
And this is how this shit evolved into this relationship. Corey actually talked to me right after this is going fourth wall. Talked to me and we talked about it, and I said, dude, the fucking chemistry that you guys had on this podcast is what you fucking need in your life. And he's like, I absolutely agree. And at the time in his life, he didn't want to start a relationship or anything, but fucking boom, there it is. And now this crazy real love story came in together and then now evolved. Corey's podcast evolved into this new podcast that they're starting, and it's fucking amazing. And dude, I watched it from the beginning, and I've been there along with you, and so is Renee. So we
That's
love you
so
guys.
cool.
So proud of you guys.
Thank you so much. That really means so much. I can't wait to hear these quotes you got lined up. And you
It'll
know,
be
I thought
later. It'll
I
be
thought
fun.
it was just me, you know, because I knew, like watching back. I've watched back a few times, and I'm like, you really said that. You know what? Like the whole time I kept thinking I was just being a good guest. I was just having fun. I was like, no, you were. You know
Dude,
what you
the
were saying.
fucking googly eyes on that whole podcast, the whole time between both of you guys, was ridiculous. Like, I was like, Corey, that's the most unprofessional, best podcast I've ever seen in my life.
Ever.
Like, it was like the flirtation going on. Renee, you've watched it. I know we talked about it. You had to have, because I know we talked about it. It's over a year ago. They've been together for about 17 months, give or take.
Yo, Dan's keeping like legit like track of
Bro,
the months.
Like it is like, because that podcast was like, yeah, I know, because like I was on a podcast just after, like either just after or just before you, I can't remember. But yeah, no, I remember it. I remember it well because Corey called me, and you know, like I'll never forget the excitement
Hey, Dan.
and
Dan,
all that shit.
we're very happy for them, but can you let her fucking finish, bro?
I will, I'm sorry.
Dude,
Renee's
seriously.
gonna be
I am
right.
so sorry.
you could suck their dick for 8 more minutes off the show, I swear.
I could. They're
I'm
awesome
really-
people.
I'm really trying to captain this shit right now, bro. I love your face. I love your. He's like, I love love. Dan loves love.
Yeah,
Dan
I
loves
do. I
love.
love. And like, yeah, I'm sorry.
I want to acknowledge.
that episode.
I want to acknowledge how awesome it is that you're calling all that cool stuff out. But I also want to mention your guest last week when Dan was like, I fucking hate Metallica. And then the guy, like 10 minutes later, he's like, I don't give a fuck if you hate Metallica. That's my favorite band, you piece of shit.
Yeah, and that's fine. That's fine. I hate, dude. I'm Megadeth. Megadeth till I die. All right,
Wow.
you can't like one and like the other. It's just the way it is, dude. It's the way it is.
But yeah, so let me just fast forward. We did a follow-up podcast, like a year in review, and we called it Wevolving, like in
Oh, you got to
February.
do Corey show twice? Oh, that's awesome. That must be really cool.
Yeah. It was fun. We didn't do a visual though because you know I'll say it. Mr. Corey wanted to toke up, and I felt a little too shy to be on camera, so we just kept it audio. And but it was still a great conversation. I listened to it last night, and it was really cool to just hear how much we've grown together and hear all the little nuances that happened within the year, and kind of have that as a little time capsule. And Corey, I wanted to tell you, I'll just tell you here, but we're already manifesting some of the things that we've talked about in February, and it's only been 4 months-ish since then, so I'm just saying, I think we're on a good...
We are, huh?
Yeah, we are. I just thought you should know. But anyway,
Oh, you're just gonna share that broad
Okay.
swipe of it and not be specific at all? Oh,
Okay,
sure.
okay.
Oh, we're manifesting some of this stuff. Some of it.
okay. So you asked
We're
me.
manifesting stuff, but not
All right,
fun
we're-
stuff yet.
We're no. So we're in my pure romance room, lingerie in the back. If you feel like it, you can go on Corey's podcast, Evolving with Corey Castle. I don't recall what number this is, but it's Wevolving with Alyssa Marie. That's the title. And at one point, he asked me, "What's my report card for being a boyfriend? What's the year in review?" And we were going back and forth. And at one point, I said, "This isn't necessarily a grade. This is more of like an assignment for like the year to come. But I want to travel with you, and I'm not talking a road trip or anything. I want to travel somewhere with you. And what are we doing in October?"
That That's very, very funny that we did that.
Where are we going in October?
We booked a cruise. We're going on a cruise in October.
Oh shit!
Snooky ducky.
Yeah.
Oh, you're stuck on a boat with each other. What? Dude,
Where you guys? Where you guys?
insane.
It's a
2
14-day cruise. Yeah.
That's a fucking
Oh my
real.
god, you guys are crazy.
That's
No,
a real. That's a real test, there, guys.
We're just gonna record podcasts the whole time.
Oh
You're
my
fucking
god.
right.
She's like, "Are we? What the fuck?"
Keep the
Are we?
adrenaline going. Holy
Like, we're gonna
shit.
talk about that afterwards, Mr. Castle.
Oh, I would. Yeah, that is not something I would have agreed. Okay, I'm going.
I'm excited.
Good for you guys, but you wouldn't catch me dead
Dude,
on a
congratulations.
cruise, let alone 14 fucking days. Ugh.
Dude,
I went on a 13-day cruise once, and I was like, wait, heaven is eternity, it's forever? Because at the 12th day, I was like, this sucks, I want to be home. I was
Dude, like day 3, I'd be like, get me off this fucking boat. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah.
So I mean, but then you guys are making stops. If it's 14 days, you guys are going to be going a lot of probably different countries, or or are you doing like Caribbean shit? I'd imagine 14 days is going to be country.
It's going to be, I think there's some Mexico stuff in there, and then there's some other island stuff.
All right, not going too far then.
But it's pretty great. I've never been on a cruise, period. So this is a great first time experience for me, and I couldn't be happier to be doing it with Corey. So,
Yeah, dude, that's awesome.
Have you guys manifested anything else that you caught?
Are you doing a dolphin watching thing?
I don't know if that's a thing on the cruise.
First
Yeah,
of
we'll
all, I've
do
never been
explore
out
the
of the country
excursions.
unless it was with the army. So you guys are like, this is cool as shit for me. I would love. I mean, I went to Mexico to build houses for humanity between my junior and senior year summer.
Quit
That was
bragging.
cool as shit. Not bragging. That was like my only out of country. I didn't even need it. You didn't need a passport at that time.
Oh yeah, you could just cross it with that was before 9/11.
I don't have I'm going back to saying I haven't done all this shit because also I don't have a fucking passport. I'm an adult. I'm 38 years old. I have no idea how to get a fucking passport. Like,
You got to go to the library. The libraries have them now.
That's the post office.
And the post office.
It's the post office is the easiest way.
well, like I would like to go, not to Cancun, but like a Sandals resort maybe because they're. I don't know.
When I travel, I'm the opposite. I want to go off the beaten path. Like that's why when I went tropical, I went to fucking Curacao. Like most people don't even know where the fuck Curacao is.
I've never even heard of it.
But you've probably had a drink with with their most famous beverage in it. Like anything that makes liquor blue is blue Curacao. You probably see it as Curacao, but it's not how it's pronounced. But that is actually from that country.
Like their fucking the gin that's blue. Is there shit? I don't know. Or
that
sky
bottle
blue?
is blue.
I don't know.
That's the bottle, just the bottle that's blue.
Yeah, dude. I don't drink blue liquor.
Anyway.
It's clear or dark.
Anyway, but yeah.
So we recorded a Weevolving, and then we kept going back and forth about ideas to maybe do it weekly, and then we went to New York together, and I finally got to see Corey do some form of stand-up. He for like a whole year he didn't want me to see him do stand-up, so that felt like a really cool moment for me, and it felt like a new level. So I really appreciate you for letting me come see you do that.
Corey and I have that in common where I don't ever tell anybody I'm going to go up on. I just go do it because I would have so much anxiety.
Yeah.
Or so much more anxiety.
And
yeah, dude, it's like exactly what I feared inside of that too. I was like, I don't want her to see me bomb, and then she watched me bomb twice now. It's an experience. I want everyone to just eat their own ball sack on stage in front of the person that loves them.
But
yeah,
I
still do. And,
but that's how you get better.
Very well said.
And then we met that comedian Chase DeRusso, and he walked by us, and he was like, "Yo, you guys look so cool. Like, can I just tell you something?" And he like pulled up a chair, and he was just like, "If you had a podcast, yo, I'd watch that. I'd listen to it. You could have a cool like relationship podcast. I see it. You got an energy." And I was just, and we looked pretty cool that day. I was just like, yeah. And then we just
I'll
kinda,
admit it, we looked cool.
We looked pretty
looked
cool that
cool.
day.
I mean, I was wearing like a leather jacket thing or something, and you had some cool black jacket on and whatever. It was cool. We were a vibe. That's what he said. He was like, "You're a vibe," and like, and then I don't know. And then when did you? I don't remember when you were like, "All right, we're gonna do this." You set up the Google number, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll be
Help
right
me
back.
out here. Get into it.
Yeah, so it's just it's an account where people can call in and leave voicemails. So inside of the voicemails, just leave specific advice questions, or maybe something you're
All right,
facing
so
some
hold
sort
on.
of shame.
Hold on. We're jumping into this. What is the name of your new podcast? It's going to be called. What did you guys decide on that?
No shame, and shame.
No
is an-
Shame.
Mhm.
All right.
And shame
So
is
the
an
No
acronym.
Shame podcast. It is essentially like, and this is not, you're not ripping anybody off or anything like that. That's not what I'm intending to say, but it's like almost like a Love Line 2.0, in a way that like people can call this number and say random shit, not random like you guys don't want like trolling shit, nothing like that, but like you guys are gonna filter it and like go in and say like, hey, my boyfriend, my girlfriend, is doing this shit. How do we, how
Yeah,
do
it's
we
called
fix
it's called advice, Dan. That's the
Well, so then the full like, but the shame, the word shame itself is going to be broken up as an acronym. So all the letters are going to be self-help and managing emotions within relationships. So it's kind of like a broader sense of like how to handle triggers, how to handle your own ego and dealing with your partner's ego, and kind of like trying to learn that dance that we all have within ourselves and each other, so we could better navigate being in a relationship.
So you're gonna be the rock star on this relationship because you've had to deal with Corey's fucking ego so much.
Had to deal with my what?
ego.
Your fucking ego.
My ego. I thought you said my BO. And I was like, how do you
did
know
sound
my?
like
Well, that too.
How
Your
do you know
showering
what?
habits I've heard about, and sorry, buddy. I do message people that you may or may not have wrestled on the indies, and they do say some things. And your BO problem is something that I'm sorry, we're gonna have to talk about. I wanted to do this off camera, but hey, you know what?
Your
We're here.
BO was trending on Twitter last week. We just didn't want to tell you.
Well, yeah, dude. Come on.
Yeah.
Finally, I'm trending.
That's why you're not on AEW yet. Like this is bullshit.
They don't. They won't. They won't book me because I don't
You'll
have.
be on
I don't have
AEW Dark next week.
a pleasant smell.
Your AEW character would be the Stinker.
Wait, and then when you make that smolder face,
it's
you
still
do.
better than Booger Bastion. So
Yeah.
I'm sorry. A whole great '90s reference that everyone should know, especially Corey.
Bastion Booger.
Bastion, Booger Bastion, same thing.
Mm.
I may or may not have a couple of hydration drinks in me. So
You know what? Did you know that I know you, Dan?
I know you did.
A good
Really
portion
good
of
friends
conversation.
for over a
Oh yeah,
year.
Corey. By the way, yeah, Corey, Dan, Corey.
I can tell your tone when you've had some beverages.
Hey,
Hey.
I do it again.
So let's. You want to wrap up what the your ultimate goal with the show will be?
I think I was listening to a motivational podcast before jumping on here with you guys, and they said something that I've heard before, but when you hear it so many times, then it finally clicks for you. But I think it would just be something fun to do. I think it's a great idea for him and I, for me and Corey to just keep learning about each other, learning with each other, and kind of helping other people grow and learn together. And I think as long as the phrase that I heard from that podcast was, as long as one person gets the message that I'm trying to convey, my job is done. So it doesn't really, there's no like end term goal. Like, I mean, it'd be great. I'm not denying that, like, if we, possibly get a lot of listeners and like it goes really well, I totally welcome that. But also, I'm just having fun and loving the fact that him and I have something that we can co-create together and share in. And also, there was a comment that was posted on my picture today that I posted of us when I said we got a call, Corey. I don't think you saw it yet, so I'll just say it here. But this guy, I'm mutual friends with him in the industry, and he was like, no like shame or no offense, this is just a random question and, whatever, but what makes you think you guys are qualified to be relationship advisors, and how long exactly have you been together? And I was like, like, I had my fingers ready. And because I was kind of, I expected some kind of kickback, and it's not terrible, but
Well, it's an earnest question.
yeah, and I totally, I get it. So I said, been together over a year. We've gotten a lot of feedback from friends, family, even strangers complimenting how we are. We both came from similar backgrounds and had growth in different aspects that are rarely talked about. And so we wanted to share our personal experiences and continue to grow together, helping others. And by no means, and I'll say it here, by no means are we officially qualified or certified to be, some kind of counselor or a therapist. We just want to be an extra ear and support for anyone out there who needs it. And there have just been tons of podcasts and people in the world who do things like this on the whim all the time, and sometimes it goes really well. So I feel like I can speak for Corey when I say this, but I feel like we both thought, why not us? And
Yeah, that's a solid fucking way to approach it and tell everybody to go fuck themselves.
yeah, and there was no like anything after, like they liked it and they moved on. So
Not just why not us, but you guys have gone through your trials and tribulations and stuff as a couple, and none of that shit's public and no one knows, and I know some stuff, but like, it's fucking relationships and shit. You guys always communicate and move on and get better, and that's what a relationship is all about. So who not better to have a relationship podcast than you guys? Like that, yeah. 18, 16, 17 months in, you guys are setting a standard for the new relationship stuff. So a new relationship, people can jump in, and like, even like as like an older relationship that's been 12, 13 years where they lost touch on this shit, you guys can definitely explain on how to get back into touch and fall back in love. So,
and also to add on to like my own side of like the resume of this podcast, I do pure romance, and if nobody knows what that is, you could look it up. But I've been involved in it for about 5.5 years now. Sex stuff, but it's more.
We
than
can't
that.
talk about that sex stuff on here.
It's more than that, and it's about like developing the relationship within yourself and with your partner, and that's helped me grow so much. And then I've also gone under my own jurisdiction, under my independence. I wanted to have relationship coaches, so I've invested in myself and went
Just
to relationship coaches.
We're having our first sex worker on the show. It's pretty cool.
I mean, like, technically, yeah. Dude, you're like half a porn star here. All right, let's do this. She's
So
the OnlyFans link.
I did some burlesque. So
hey, Alyssa, what day of the week you guys dropping the episodes, and where can they find it?
Sundays, babe.
So we're thinking Sunday afternoon, evening, and we'll probably put them on YouTube.
Are you gonna like pre-record them, or are you gonna do like a live element, kind of like this?
Yeah, we're not gonna do them live. We're just gonna we're gonna stack them up.
Okay.
You don't want to do a live call and get a very awkward call?
That would be pretty cool.
Oh, wow.
I mean, you guys could totally do, like, again, in my opinion, it's like, not, again, it's not ripping it off or anything like that, but like, it was a joke that I talked, like, when Corey brought up to me, I was like, dude, this fucking genius. It's like literally Love Line 2.0, where you guys could do the live calls and shit, and they got,
Maybe you could do.
I mean, they
like
still got trolls.
Yeah,
but,
maybe you
like,
could just do like a special event. Maybe like after
Oh,
you
yeah.
guys have
once a month or so.
after you've logged a couple of episodes down, and once you feel comfortable and in the swing of things. I mean, I don't know. I think that's a good idea as well.
I see the way I kind of started picturing this, and I've been pitching for a couple months for Alyssa to have her own show that was kind of an Ask a Consultant. If there's any questions that you might have about pure romance or the experiences or any like sex, kink, shame stuff all wrapped up in that, and like how people will perceive all those things. So combining that idea with the fact of like, oh, someone who is also a pure romance consultant is in a pretty healthy relationship, that is what qualifies us to have a show like that.
Oh yeah, dude.
There, no, it sounds fucking great. I'm looking forward to watching it evolve. Kill me now, Alyssa. What's all your social medias? Where can people find you, follow you?
Cool. So, well, my social media on Instagram is Alyssa Marie Romance, which is right there below me. And then you can also find me on Facebook, Alyssa Marie Canalicchio. Yes, it sounds like can I lick you, yo? No, you may not lick me, yo. But it's very Italian.
You said
And
this a lot.
I've said this a lot, and it's part of my shtick. I've come to realize that I was born to be a pure romance consultant and singer, since it's kind of a good thing of two worlds there. But yeah. So if my last name is confusing to spell, it's a lot. It's CANALICHIO.
You probably don't want our degenerate fans following you on Facebook anyway.
It's okay. I have some space they can jump on. My YouTube channel.
Get it.
I have a cover channel page called Philly Covers, PHILLY Covers, and I have a plethora of different songs that most people love that I cover in one of my rooms, and I'm part of a band called the Red Hots with 2 T's. You can find us on Instagram, Red Hots Band. And
By the way, you guys need to go check that shit out because I follow them. They are fucking amazing. Please check them out. Like legit, check them the fuck out.
thank you. And
Pause this show, stop listening to this podcast live, and just go real
Not
quick.
live. No. Hold on. Wait till we're done. Write that shit down on paper. And then,
Wait till we're done.
No.
Me and Dan and I have been in this relationship for 17 months, and he still can't get this shit right.
is there a way? I'm gonna type this in here. I know it's
your
private.
TikToks. Dude, you
Oh,
gotta
yeah,
talk
dude.
about your TikToks,
Hold on.
Alyssa, because your TikToks is also Philly Covers.
Mhm.
But you do like this really fucking cool thing, and I want you to actually explain it.
Oh, cool. Okay. Let me submit. I'm putting something in our chat.
What's your
if
TikTok
one of you can.
username?
My TikTok username is @PhillyCovers. So same thing like YouTube, just @PhillyCovers. And let me just make sure there's no little other things on there. Yep, @PhillyCovers. No spaces or lines in between. And I have a little series that I started on there, and it's called I don't even know what I call it. Oh, Learn With Me.
Learn with me, yeah.
It's been since I was 10. I had this random idea. I was a huge fan of Eminem, and I was obsessed with how amazing of a lyricist he is. And I kept thinking, wow, how can I do that? And then I heard that every day he used to read the dictionary, and that's how he got so good. And I was like, huh, I want to do that. And I didn't think that I could, thank you, I didn't think that I could stick with it when I was a kid. I was, I still just wanted to live my life and kind of be a kid and like not take myself too seriously. And then now with the technology that we have and these fun social media tools, I decided to do it on TikTok because I thought, why not make it a learning series and fun for everyone? And it'll be more fun for me to kind of discover words and help others. And it's been really great. I've had a lot of fun making them. And a lot of the time, the words that I pick they're always random, unless someone requests me to look up a word, but they're always random, and they just always happen to be kind of in sync with what's going on with the times. So it's pretty cool. I think today's word was deprived. Huh?
What's interesting about it is that each word that happens to be randomly get chosen, it somehow she can apply it to a very vulnerable place that she decides to share on that channel. And I think that's a part of some of the essence of what we'd like to capture in our new series, the vulnerability of not just us, but talking about other people's vulnerability. You just like how can you heal a wound that you won't acknowledge?
Very well said. Very fucking well said.
It's so true.
Mr. Corey, can I get your plugs?
Yes. YouTube.com/Corey Castle. Corey Castle on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Evolving with Corey Castle on wherever you find quality podcasts. And subscribe and like. And just comment, let me know you exist. If you feel like you got nobody to talk to, reach out to me. I'm a real person. I'll respond to you. And I want to give you this number. I'll ask you to probably place it up on the screen if you can. This is the number where you can call us. This is the number where you can call us and leave us voice messages. Number is, it's actually a Camden, New Jersey based phone number for some reason. 856-209-4413 is the phone number to call us on No Shame. You can actually call it right now and listen to the outgoing message that we.
Yes. Please continue to send people away from my show. Call. Yes. Stop what you're doing.
No, I'm saying y'all can play it right now and listen on the air to what our outgoing message is.
I don't have those capabilities, but
you don't have those capabilities.
Maybe in the future.
And that site that you posted, that's amctalent.onuniverse.com. That's my personal website.
Yeah. For those who
here it is.
Can't hear it, Corey. Can barely hear it, brother.
Shut up.
Shut up. Shut up, Corey. Shut up.
I don't give a damn.
It doesn't matter.
So for those of you, because we have gotten like a substantial little bump of new viewers after last week's episode. I love Corey Castle. I actually love him to the point where I find him kind of annoying. And that's why I can't watch his fucking podcast. He is such a good fucking person. He's always saying pretty much always the right thing. Pretty much. I'm not saying all the way always. Nobody's fucking perfect. But
perfectly misfit.
Yes, that's why you are allowed back on the show whenever the fuck you want. And I will just continue to use you as filler as well.
Philadelphia.
Like, this man right here is a fucking huge ball of positivity. And me being the fucking grump that I am, I have a feeling I will be calling into your fucking show. Dealing with a lot of fucking shit, especially having moved away from home during the pandemic and like moving to a city that is like notoriously bad for dating. I had no fucking clue. It's been bad. But yeah, needless to say, I'm looking forward to seeing where your show goes. And yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to invest in a fucking voice voice
We're gonna
modulator.
we're gonna need some more voicemails because nobody's been leaving any.
Fair enough.
We're gonna have to have a surplus.
Yeah,
going into episode 1.
When you start off a new podcast, it's very hard to get that traction. So you'll have to spend the fucking $20, $10 to promote it on YouTube or whatever, and maybe get a Facebook page going. I spent the $10 to promote last week's episode, and it got us like a 40% fucking boost of shit. Yeah, like guest or interactions. That number just skyrocketed, and it was a $10 fucking investment. It's nothing. So let's get into the segments because we're running behind. Let's see. I don't know, man. Trying to think of movies. You want to go straight to podcasts? You know what? That's great because your mom. We never talked about your mom's house last week where they had the Mexican dude who plays he's like a character and he's like.
Yeah,
he's like a cholo motivational speaker.
I listened to that episode too.
That was such a great fucking show. And I had no idea that it was a character. I had no clue who the fuck that guy was.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he's got a fucking huge following.
No fucking way.
Some of us aren't always on fucking TikTok. Come on, dude. I'm sorry. That is very heavy TikTok. I don't do the TikToks. That's why we have you, bro. Come, you didn't put me onto that shit, essay? What the fuck, fool?
Vatos locos forever. But, Frankie. All right. So that was he went more viral on Facebook and shit with his crip walk and all. Dude, he's got so many fucking viral videos. So that I get that technically you would not know that he's actually stand up. And, he did 90% of that podcast in character until they brought up his stand up, and then he went back into his full normal person. I loved that shit.
That was a great episode.
It was an amazing episode.
Especially I feel like a couple of your mom's houses lately, a couple of the two bears lately have not been that great. Yeah. Literally, I think we brought this up last week or the week before. How
every week, dude.
Yeah,
every week for 5 weeks.
Yeah, it's
lacking.
Well, it's not only that; they're just talking about their rich people problems. They did it even today. Oh my god, Christina fucking pissed me off. She was dude, I got complimented on my pants at the airport by a bunch of black people. They pulled them up on screen. They were $610 fucking sweatpants.
Right. Yeah, dude. I get it.
Where are we supposed to relate to this?
Relatable.
Yeah, and that's where I'm done relating, except for going back to who are we gonna relate to on a podcast that we all fucking love? And that's Doogie this week. Doogie's podcast. You guys, Corey, Doogie, you guys need to go. There's 15 episodes.
You've been telling me this every week.
Dude, I do every week.
You still haven't listened to it?
I send you the link to it.
No, man, I still haven't listened to it.
Is there a particular reason? Do you hate laughing?
No, there's not a particular reason. It's just I haven't got around to it. There's so much stuff to consume.
No. You need to abandon some shit because this is worth every minute of your time. And I'm not even joking.
I'm gonna have to agree. Invest some time. I will.
Bro,
I will Venmo you $5 as motivation for. I don't know why that'll do.
I've stopped watching episodes on Netflix of shit I wanted to watch because of duty. And I'm fine with that because I am rewarded every week with a better episode every fucking week, bro.
In the same way that Corey, your presence alone on my show brings me joy. This show brings me joy. It's a level of vulnerability and goofiness that It just I can't. I look forward to it every fucking week, and it comes out on Tuesdays, which is great. That it's the day before my show, so it's like we can always talk about it.
Dude,
Yeah.
What's strange is that I'm such a fan of Will Sasso too. Like I used to listen to the 10-minute podcast all the time.
every fucking
with him
day.
and-
Yeah.
I used to listen to that with Brian Callen and Crystalia.
I still listen to
Bro,
it.
it's
I
way
still
better
listen
than
to it.
anything they ever put out. I'm not gonna lie. And this is the only podcast I listen to. Like obviously I listen to your podcast every time you send it to me. We talk about it. You ask me for my feedback, but like this is the only other.
Well, you're my audience.
Only other podcast that I have subscribed to on podcast on YouTube. Like only one. Like you need to check this shit out. It'll change your life.
Especially with you fucking drinking out of the gallon of water, which is something that Will does. It frustrates the life out of everybody. Like he even did a remote episode where he was in Florida recording a movie, and he caught himself. He had a gallon of water, and then he was like, "Oh shit, hold on, I'll be right back." And he went and found a Dudesy sticker and slapped it on there, and then started drinking.
Yeah, I'm telling you, dude, you will like you're a nerd like Renee and I, and Alyssa, you too. You will fucking love this shit.
Yeah, Alyssa just got to watch
a
a
normal podcast.
Alyssa just got to watch a clip right before while we were waiting for Corey to show up.
Dude, this whole
think I saw
show
Chuckle.
turned into a Doogie review show.
Yeah.
Like that's all it is. Like we
Review
interview people and then we talk about Doogie the rest of the time.
Well, hold on there,
That's
brother.
all that matters in life.
Well, hold on there, brother. Don't forget, like, yeah. All right, if this doesn't sell it to you, Corey, one of the best bits that keeps happening, and it makes the Chad Kulchin, the co-host, like giddy, like a little schoolgirl, is the AI that runs Dudesy will on occasion remanufacture Will Sasso's childhood diary and make Will read this fucking it's almost diatribe.
Asinine.
Like, yeah,
Asinine. Fucking tonight.
these made up stories with made up names, and like, but he has to do it in Stone Cold's voice.
Dude, and he does obviously phenomenally.
Yeah.
I'm a disclaimer.
I just
I'm a
subscribed.
disclaimer.
Hey, look at it! Somebody tag
Bro,
Dudesy.
I can't do Stone Cold voice at all, but holy shit. That is the best.
That's
to
a
me.
podcast, brother. He does
Dude,
the whole.
whoa.
Hold on there, brother.
Like this is all shit from the podcast. Like,
Don't
I
get
swear
hot.
to God, dude.
Don't get hot.
He does Hulk Hogan. He does Jesse Ventura, Stone Cold. He does The
Well,
Rock.
why don't you tell
He
me?
Dude, he does all these impersonations all the time on the podcast.
And what he does the January 6th, I want to shake your hand guy. It's
Dude,
fucking
there's
great.
so many
It's
characters
fun,
on it.
It's
Everyone who will watch the podcast will love the podcast.
all right. We need to get off Dudesy's dick. We can't keep doing this every week.
They'll never subscribe to us, but we suck them every week.
I don't know about that, brother.
All right. Let's change subject there, guy.
Alyssa, what you said you were listening to a motivational podcast before this. Like this is the segment where we highlight our favorite podcasts because Dan works very independently. I work very independently. I basically drive around Denver all day, so I'm just in the car, with my own thoughts. So or Will Sasso's thoughts, basically.
Okay.
What are you like really into? What's been your highlight for this week?
Man, so Mondays are usually my days off, and I kind of recharge, and I just put in so much content. I usually listen to Super Soul Sundays, which is Oprah Winfrey, and she has different guests on. Brene Brown is huge for me. We Made It Weird, which I will say.
Oh, that's what's his name?
Pete Holmes.
Pete Holmes. Yeah.
Yeah.
We had someone really big on in the past week or two. Well, he always has.
Pete Holmes is also a favorite of some other asshole that we know. I don't know his name or anything. He looks like a fucking bearded, like, Aquaman you order on Wish.
Oh my god.
Hey,
had
that's a
somebody,
good
I
one.
mean, hey, what's up, Corey Castle? How you doing, buddy?
I've had somebody introduce me on stage that exact way.
Mhm.
The Wish.com version of Aquaman, Corey Castle. That's the
That's
introduction.
The one that I
Has
saw
been
was
used.
2 weeks ago. It was Ben Stiller. That's the one I was talking about.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was a great
Yeah.
episode. I always forget to talk about that shit because that's one I'll randomly catch and Dan will be happy to know that I actually caught this week's Ryan Sickler, the honeydew. That was fucking great. But that was also because
Jeremiah Watkins.
because it had my boy Jeremiah on it.
Dude, every time Jeremiah Watkins on Sickler's podcast, it is amazing. Like, amazing shit happens. The last time they had to stop the podcast because Jeremiah started crying and shit.
I got to watch
Like,
that
couldn't
episode. I didn't see
control
that one.
himself. Like, it made me cry. I'm not a hard dude. Like, I'm not at all. Like, but like, I'm pretty cool. Like,
It's a very real podcast. Stuff. People should definitely check it out. Alyssa, I'm sorry, we keep interrupting you.
So much. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
We're idiots. What
Um,
else? Lay it on us. This is all you.
Thank you. The one that I was listening to right before this, it was a random pick. I'll do that. Sometimes I just go in the search box and I type in words and see what comes up that matches. And this one is called the Motivation Babe Podcast.
Motivation, babe. Hey, babe.
Motivation Babe
Hey, babe.
Podcast. And but the first episode I saw was talking about how to start your own podcast, and I was like, well, we're gonna do this, so I needed to
Holding
to
back my
know.
Hulk Hogan impression right now. Holding
Yeah.
it back.
Hold it back, brother.
There it is.
Hey,
That's how you.
shit!
That's how you start a podcast, brother.
You
tell you
brought the
something,
fourth
brother.
wall. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, brother, here's Wonderwall.
I'm gonna do that to Clint next time I see him. I think. Well, yeah. The We Made It Weird podcast, when Pete Holmes has his wife on every Friday or Saturday, I listen to that almost religiously. It's so good, and I think that inspired me a lot, even more, to like want to have this podcast with Corey, because it's. I feel like. They are so much. There's so much that I resonate with and I have in common with. I feel like with Pete, like there's just a lot of like second guessing and the way how his mind works. I'm like, and then here comes Val. Like with just like most of the time she's so calm and she understands and she's patient, and they balance each other out so well. And like Corey like has a very great balance with me in like some aspects. So
Shut the fuck up, Corey.
No.
Shut up.
The way that Pete words it, the way that Pete words it, and has worded it for a while before he ever had the podcast that Val was ever on with him, he would say that he's a look at me and she's a I see you, and that matches out the cool yin and yang between like the good and the bad inside of a relationship.
Have you ever listened to the Scared to Death podcast? There's a Scared to Death podcast. It's Dan Cummings and his wife, Lindsay. And, dude, it's a yin and yang of the same stuff, but it's like always like scary, random shit. And so I've listened. I know what you're talking about. It's the same kind of shit, but with scary subject. It's very, very fun. But, it totally relates into what the fuck you're saying. It's like the yin and yang of everything on that shit. Mm-hmm. So it's very, 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 very fun. So check that shit out. I think you guys would enjoy it.
Yeah. So those are my hot takes for podcasts.
No, I guess I missed the button there. I feel like, Corey, do you watch much TV and movie? Like, I feel like you might catch an occasional movie. I don't know.
I've been so obsessed with consuming so many shows. I've watched listen, I watched Doctor Strange the other day.
Yeah, we did.
So I haven't gotten around.
Hold on, stop. stop. Now, the new one, don't spoil it. I have not watched it yet.
Corey, I think you can go ahead and spoil whatever the fuck you want.
I'm gonna I'll fucking leave this.
Here's the biggest
Fine.
spoiler of them all. Magic stuff happens.
No way!
No
Oh,
Dude, I like
Come
on,
legit was
dude.
on like the
Dude,
Leave Studio.
dude. I'm sorry, I gotta kick you off the show.
I was on like the legit
Hey.
Leave Studio button, and I did not click it. But yeah, obviously yes. But no, don't spoil anything because that is like one of the #1 movies I needed to see and did not get to see it in theater.
Look, they both have that in common. They both have giant waters. I swear, you guys need to watch Doocy just for that alone, to watch Will Sasso drink out of a fucking half-gallon jug.
But
So,
other
like,
things.
Don't spoil anything. You can say
I'm
you
not-
liked it and all that shit.
No,
Loved
but
it.
I'm saying I just finished season 3 of The Boys, season 3 of Barry, season 3 of Umbrella Academy.
I have not watched Umbrella Academy yet, but I heard amazing, and then also a lot of not amazing reviews on that.
Is
and
the Umbrella?
I don't want to get into controversy.
Is the bad side
it.
of? Okay, all right. Yeah, that's what I figured. That's
So,
what I was going to
we'll
ask.
Stop there.
I think
The
I
Boys.
think anything that anyone has anything to say about whatever is going on with the Umbrella Academy, and if they're complaining, they have no idea what wonder is, and they've got problems with their heart.
Absolutely agree, because that show is fucking amazing. The story writing for that show is amazing, and the characters of that show are amazing, and that it didn't fucking actually change anything, really, honestly, in that show at all. But you know what? It really, The Boys. I've been dying to talk about The Boys, and I don't want to go into it, but like the first episode of season 3, 11 minutes and 24 seconds into it,
You've been dying to talk about it, Hawk.
He's good with numbers.
you're already like everything you like, dude. Like, yeah, dude. I know. Like, that's where everything was like for me was like, oh shit. Hold on, I got shots coming through.
Well, yeah, that's exactly what you need.
I'm gonna pee. I'll be right back.
There's your
But
shot.
that's where The Boys killed it.
So these are all shows that I need to. These are all shows I need to catch up on. Unfortunately,
I'm trying not to
And I-
fucking spoil anything.
I
That's
am-
why I
yeah.
said where the minute and second. That's
yeah,
where
I
you
will.
start.
Yeah, but now I'm going to be anticipating that exact moment. Fuck off.
And you should, because if you have no idea, it's like that, but it's like amazing.
Well,
Fuck
are you
me.
guys?
Uh,
Are you?
I tried Ms. Marvel. Did anybody else try Ms.
Damn,
Marvel?
let the guest talk.
Ms. Marvel's fucking terrible. Go ahead. Yes. No,
Are you
Alyssa,
guys?
go ahead.
Are you watching Stranger Things?
Another one I need to catch up on. I haven't been home a lot. I've been working like fucking crazy. I come home. I played this video game called Fall Guys that just came out a week ago on
Fall Guys has been out for a while, but
well, no,
Fall
but yeah,
Guys
but it just came out on console. I used to play it on PC,
Oh, okay.
and I never got a fucking win. So like, I literally come home, smoke up, play Fall Guys, go to bed, repeat, go back to work. It's I mean, my little bit of social life is hanging out at my local bar where all my friends fucking hang out after work as well. So I'm there for an hour and a half, and like call it a fucking night. That's where I watch the Stanley Cup. Fucking good times. But I'm so behind on TV shows and movies. I saw Top Gun. That was the last thing I fucking saw. Which I still have my.
Wait till it comes out of Universal.
It gave me a nostalgia boner, which is exactly what it was trying to do. Like the same way that like Stranger Things does all those things to like bring you back to like the 80s, the early 90s horror. I love all that shit. I am a sucker for all that shit. It's like Italian bread and olive oil. I'll just sop that shit up all night.
Stranger
So you
Things.
watch the latest Stranger Things?
Yeah, and it makes me wish I was like part of the '80s. I wasn't even a thought yet.
Really? God,
Yeah.
oh,
I have not watched any.
what year were you born,
Stranger
Alyssa?
Things season
90.
2. Stranger Things
Um,
season
Ah,
2.
you
I have
ca-
not.
right in time. Yeah.
But
What year was I
I
born?
don't ever plan on watching Stranger Things. I thought season 1, season 2 were like, all right, I get it to be campy, and it's supposed to be that, but like after season 2, it was so campy to a point where I was like, I cannot watch this shit anymore.
I feel like season 2 is a lot weaker than 1, and I'm curious to see how they made up for it in season 3, because I'm sure they probably did something a little extra. I heard some little
Yeah.
plot lines are a little low. There's like some low and like just easy, very
Yeah.
easy plot lines, but I hear it's great.
All right,
It's
Castle, what are you
amazing.
smoking?
I don't know.
I don't know. What did you
CBD.
It's
By the way, check out our sponsor, CBD line. I don't know.
We don't have any sponsors this week.
Yeah, no. We had somebody tell us they were going to send us soap, and that never happened. So I haven't showered since.
It's a jazz cigarette.
We had people that say they were going to send us soap, and then other people said they were going to send us T-shirts, and
I didn't even hear about the T-shirts. Not that I remember. Maybe I did.
that
But
was one of your guys. And never happened.
meh.
What's the next segment, you guys? You talk about food?
Yeah. So movies and TV shows is all encompassing. Then
Also, I didn't mention podcasts, y'all. Y'all skipped
No,
right
we're
over me
waiting
on that
for
one.
you, but like you had to go to the bathroom or something. We moved on 3 segments. Way to go!
thank you. Moving on.
Thank you. Moving on, yeah. Whoa,
But-
whoa, whoa, whoa,
Hmm.
whoa.
Well, why don't you
Hold on
talk
there,
about your
brother.
podcast there, brother?
The Joe Rogan had Mike Judge on.
Ooh, I gotta catch that one. Shit.
Oh, and that was awesome. And
Oh, that's
did the-
another
and
fucking
this-
movie that I haven't
and they did
fucking
another-
seen.
Yeah, I watched Beavis and Butthead. That was great. The Streaming Wars, the South Park movie that's on Paramount right now, hilarious. That's so
Okay.
fucking good.
Crap.
The
The list gets
and,
longer.
I just
Hold on,
watched
hold on.
this horror
What-
comedy movie.
What is it? What the South
The
Park is a movie?
Streaming Wars. It's called the Streaming Wars. Yeah,
Okay,
that
and it's on Paramount.
it's on Paramount. Yeah,
Fuck. Okay, I'll watch that.
and yeah, and also
I'm
they
sorry, I
did.
had to stop for a second, because I'm like,
Sorry,
I
dog's
didn't know
going
that
crazy.
South
People are
Park
already
was on
popping off the
Paramount.
fireworks.
And they did another Save Our Parks, which is like Mark Norman, Ari Shaffir,
Yeah.
Shane Gillis on Rogan,
yeah.
Oh.
and
Wait.
Ari got so drunk he was puking on the.
Right, Ari tried to
Ari
keep up.
got hammered.
Yeah, he tried to keep up with
I
Shane,
listened
right?
to that too.
Yeah,
It was the fucking best, dude.
It was
He tried to
hilarious.
keep up with- He tried to keep up with Gillis, and Gillis is like a fucking massive beer drinker. Like,
And Ari was taking a piss in a bottle in the hallway, and
yeah, dude.
and
It's
he's like
normal Ari shit.
why are you filming me? That's a violation.
Use that
It's
drunk.
like, yeah.
The guy who fucking has no respect for anybody's personal space was like, "Why are you filming me in the hallway of Rogan's podcast?" Yeah, I haven't caught that one yet. That's actually probably a really good one.
I did not watch it, but I will go back and watch it. It was one of the funniest episodes ever. I love the Ari Shaffir, Mark Norman, and Shane Gillis episodes. Again, like you said, number 3 or number 4.
I think this
They
is the
did.
4th one they did. Protect Our Parks is what they call them.
Yeah, it's fucking amazing, and I agree with you that this last one was hilarious because, again, Ari, who was not drinking for a long time, tried to keep up with Shane Gillis, shotgun beers, and everything.
Jamie was shotgun beers to them too.
Yeah,
it was cool.
dude, and it was so fucking funny.
I never
And,
understand
yes.
people who can drink that much beer. Fucking gross. Yeah,
We've been best friends for how many years?
Huh?
What?
Can't
You
understand
can't-
you.
Dan,
Just
Dan.
discovering that you can't understand each other.
Dan, can you do 12?
No, I don't
12
puke.
beers?
I
Can you
don't
do-
puke on beer.
Can you do 12 beers?
Oh yeah,
Ugh, gross. All right.
Dude,
Moving-
I'm not gonna lie.
yeah.
So tonight I'm at least 17 deep in beers, like in can wise, right now.
Bliss, you know in my room the beer bong thing that I have, and it's still in the box.
Yeah, it's just for a museum at this point. You don't.
But the thing is, Dan
Beer bong.
encouraged me
Beer
to get.
bong.
I've never done a beer bong before, and he
dude.
encouraged me. I still haven't done one. The thing's still in the box.
I still have it. I still have my beer bong, beer Kong thing, and for the longest time I did a beer bong at the beginning of our podcast, and then like it got stale. Like,
Did you
honestly.
do it on TikTok too?
I did it on everything. Like,
Yes. Yes, you
but
did.
it really just got stale. It didn't need to happen anymore. And I was like, fuck it, I can consume more alcohol. Like, if I wait.
So Corey, what any other podcasts you want to bring up?
No, I think that's it, man. I wanted to talk about that Mike Judge one, and that was neat.
Yeah, we got to spice
Butt
things up with butt chugs.
Yeah, I would totally do butt chugs, Steve-O style.
Dude, did you see that movie, The Blockers, with John Cena
Dude, I own that shit.
and Leslie
All
Mann?
right, dude. Anything John Cena was in, like I'm not like marking out as a John Cena fan, but like
Yeah,
I
yes,
am.
you are.
I was a total John Cena fan, like from like the time Thugonomics came out instead of Ruthless Aggression.
Yeah.
I own, like, I'm not gonna lie, I own all the action figures, everything,
Word life.
everything John Cena from then on.
Word life, bro.
Word life, bro. I have
dude,
the album. I have like the actual John Cena CD.
Yeah,
I'm not lying.
My best friend's then wife had it.
I'm not marking out. I have John Cena CD though.
No,
Do I have it?
Be a mark. I am a mark too. It's fun. I
legit still
have a
play
John
it.
Cena T-shirt. Did you see me wearing it on here?
Bro, I will fucking start singing lyrics and shit.
Can we not? Thank you. Moving on. That is, just so you know, that is the voice of Dootsy.
I figured it was the moving on part. I've heard you do before.
Alyssa seems to want to talk about food. Do you cook a lot, Alyssa?
I do.
Dan being a dad, like he cooks a lot. I was an executive chef in New York City for a while, so I love to cook. So we throw down in the kitchen, but also we just like talk about restaurants we might have been to. Especially like mom and pop restaurants. We like to like support them and promote them on here. Anything bomb you've consumed lately?
Oh man. Well,
Philly's got some good food. So
they do. So I left Philly like 4 years ago to get a parking spot in Delco. So now I'm in Ridley Park and I'm a Delco diva. Still South Philly at heart though. But so
we do have a town name. There it is. It only took an hour and 10 minutes. We got the actual town name out of her.
Oh no! Whoever stalks me is gonna come find me. They're stalking my entire life.
You should change that accent. For a sec. Don't stalk me. Alright?
That's Pauly
Don't
D.
stalk
That's
me,
Pauly
alright?
D, dude.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Pauly
alright.
D.
So, like, hold on. I have a question.
What?
I understand this. Like, I'm breaking this shit down because I'm Midwest. All right, Michigan. I don't think we have an accent. Everybody's like, you have a Michigan accent. Nasally, whatever. But, like,
it sounds really drunk this time.
Yeah.
A drunk accent.
Absolutely. But, like, everybody says you're New York, you're Boston, you're Philly. all that New England shit, like all that accent sounds the same. And honestly, in my stupid fucking Midwest opinion, it sounds the same except with the Bronx accent. Like your New
Bronx?
York and yeah, dude, your New York and your fucking Philly and all that shit, they all sound the same.
So,
Okay.
so tell me
wait,
more about
cool
your food
question.
adventures.
Yeah.
Fucking man.
Well, but wait, but what was your question? Like, were you asking if you're on the East Coast, you hear a difference?
No, I'm
but
asking because like, is there really that big of a difference? Because I really don't. I've been listening to you guys for an hour and nothing. Like Renee's like his whole Brooklyn accent's gone.
I'm from the
And
Bronx. Oh,
you know,
oh no.
same
Well,
thing, right?
no, no.
Well, Corey, I mean, Corey's from Langhorne, and
Yeah, I'm
my
Bucks County, PA, bro.
What's your
Northeast.
J word you guys say?
John.
John.
John?
JAWN.
That shit is so
A little
fucking
Philly John.
annoying.
Philly John, dude. Like
It just
you
describes
could use it
so
for
much.
A noun. It describes. You could use it as an adjective. a
Yeah, it's
noun.
all encompassing.
It's all.
You don't
Yeah.
use that
You
in
could be
New York
Johnny.
at all, do you?
Huh?
Right, Renee?
What?
You don't
What?
use Juan.
No, that's a Philly thing. That's just.
I know, but like
Yeah,
that fucking
I'm with you,
that
Alyssa.
extra W, the
Juan.
extra W on your shit.
John.
That's what you bitches do. Like that's what it sounds like to me.
I mean, yeah, because then we say water too. So
Yeah,
that's
what?
some W, some
Locust.
W.
Locust.
I mean, it's like I'm like,
Locust.
hey, I'm not gonna go about and I'm a boot.
Oh
Go to
my
the
God,
next
That's not how they
level
even
up.
say it.
Like
That's not
that's how
even.
you guys fucking like
That's
whatever. Like I don't have crazy ass words like you fucking weird people.
the
Wait,
only
what is-
stuff.
Like
The
you
only
next
stuff that
door,
I've been-
then go get some coffee. All that other like get the fuck out of here, you stupid ass accent.
You said otter here. You sound like you said otter.
Yeah, otter.
Otter.
Get out of here.
It's just like-
Get out of
That was
here.
just for fun and shit for you.
We-
Like that's part of your stupid accent.
Oh my
Dance
God. I
party
say
or accent.
otter. Well,
Party.
Like
Dan.
out of
Dan.
here. Yeah, get out of
Dan.
here.
Dan.
Yeah, let's go to Yankees games. Cheer on the Pirates.
All right.
I don't
I
know.
want to shake your hand. That's
All
what
that
you sound like.
stupid- I shake your hand.
Dan.
We
Dan.
gotta bleed together.
Hour and
Like,
15 minutes in. Let's.
fuck
Can we
outta
wrap
here,
this up?
dude.
Can we wrap this up, Dan?
Brick
Ugh.
House. Go to Brick House in Delco. They've got a great. They're a brunch spot, open from like 7 a.m. to like 2, basically all week. Great food. I
Do
stay
they have
there
like a special?
sometimes.
Do they have a specialty?
I'm obsessed with their Goldilocks breakfast. So it's Goldilocks, but it's no, it ain't from Philly. This is in Delco. They do things a little bit more communicatively in Delco, community type thing. But they're I don't know. They have the Goldilocks is toast, lettuce, tomato, red onion. It's omelets and roasted salmon.
Grinder there.
Roasted salmon with that
No.
Okay.
and capers. It's so good. It's like my
That-
favorite thing.
Everything sounded great except for the capers, but
Yeah.
I'm also
And
not
cream
a huge salmon
cheese.
fan. Ooh, yeah, I was gonna say that sounded like it was missing cream cheese, but yep,
Mhm.
that's in there. But that sounds
Yeah,
fucking.
I don't like
delicious.
salmon either, but like
Yeah, it's pretty.
you guys
bomb.
call it a hoagie or grinder. Hoagie, right?
Hoagie, right.
Yeah, yeah, we say hoagie.
In New York, we say subs.
Yeah, dude. Like here at the sub,
No, Rhode
But, like-
Island is a grinder.
You call it pop or
weirdest
soda?
fucking thing ever.
Soda.
It's the same shit. Just people call
Dan,
it weird.
Dan, you were asked a question.
Do you call
What?
Do you call it pop or soda?
Oh, soda for sure.
Okay.
Most people call it here pop, and I hate that shit. I hate that shit. Like, you call it pop, I'll punch you in the face. Like, not really.
I'll pop you.
like-
I want you to.
I feel like
You get
yeah.
popped.
I'll pop you, right? But no. I hate pop. I always have.
What?
I'm from Michigan. Like, it's like, all right, like on like the east side, you got Detroit, like that's Fago. It's Fago pop, bro. All right, but like I don't drink Fago. Like that shit's gross. And I drink RC Cola if I'm gonna buy cheap shit.
Dan,
it's Cola.
Dan, we're gonna make this your food segment, so make it good.
Yeah, I'm good.
Jesus
I'm good.
Christ, bro.
All
You're
that
killing
shit
me.
soda. Like fuck that shit. I'm
Dan,
good.
where have you
John,
eaten this week?
Wrap this shit up. No, I'm good. Wrap this shit up.
Corey? What else? Tell us your side of the city.
Oh, I haven't done anything anywhere. Miller's Ale House in Philly. I had a Cajun chicken pasta. It was the shit. It was great.
Do you guys ever go to Center Cindy?
No, really not. I mean,
No.
here and there, but not that
There was a
often.
bar down there that had really good food. Like it was mostly like bar food, but it's called like the Good Dog. And there was like
Oh,
I
yeah.
was curious if it was still there. That's why I was asking if you guys go down there. Like that place, I used to live like walking distance from that place, so I miss that. That's why I was curious if you guys have been there recently.
That you're John.
That used to be my joint, yeah.
They used to
Yeah.
be John.
I mean, it fits.
Yeah, I haven't consumed much to brag about lately either. I'm thinking we're gonna be I'll be grilling on Monday. That's for damn sure. Looking forward to 4th of July. You guys got plans for the 4th?
What are we doing? I got invited to something. I was going to ask you about it. You know, maybe
Let's
live.
figure it out.
I don't know.
Let's do it live. Fuck it.
Do
We're
it
doing
live.
live.
I'm singing Friday and Saturday.
Nice.
Cheap plug. Both are public places.
Oh yeah,
so-
you should. Yeah, throw that in before we get out of here. So, yeah, let them know what's coming up, and then we'll get the fuck out of here.
Cool. Well, if you're in Havertown on Friday, I'll be at a really cool spot called Pat and Bob's Rooftop Lounge, and it's on top of Brick and Brew. So if you're in Havertown, you know where that is. And I'll be there from 6 to 10 singing. And you need a reservation for that, so make sure you call. Ask
Are
if
you?
wanna
Is it
see me.
you solo?
Yeah. I have a little
Okay.
PA system and some cool
Yeah,
backing
yeah.
tracks for right now. And then Saturday I'll be in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, at the hotel. Oh, it's leaving me. Come back. Holiday Inn on Route 70 from 6 to 9:30. Can we just have a middle ground and call it Soda Pop? Wasn't that what it was called before?
I think that's what it was. Yeah, but it's also like
Soda.
19. It's not
It's
1964
soda,
anymore.
It's always soda. Go the fuck yourself off. Randy is my one. All right, Renee is my best friend from the army. I will kill motherfuckers for this dude all day, every day. Right? No problem. He doesn't have to ask.
We'll edit that part out.
Randy is my second dude. I'll kill motherfuckers for that dude all day, every day. No problem. Right? If you want to kill people that say soda, fuck. All right. Kill 'em. But I say soda. That's my boy, dude. Like, he's the shit and a half. He's such a good dude.
I like
Let's
that.
keep those lawns tight, homie. And
Well,
let's move on.
It's my opinion that Corey and Alyssa are the shit and a half. And
Well, they are, dude.
I think we were
that's
super.
given.
I think we were super blessed to have them on the show this week. The way we wrap up every show is asking a favor of our guests. It's something that's not done enough. It's not something that is as socially accepted as it used to be. And we ask our guests to make sure you tell somebody you love them. I love you guys for being on the show. Tomorrow's never promised. Sometimes you'll never know when's the last time you see somebody. So, if you can hug them goodbye, tell them you love them. It might mean more than you fucking think. So, thank you again, you guys, for coming on the show. Corey, You're a black asshole.
Can I just
No,
say
no,
one?
no!
one
Don't you
quick thing?
dare! Don't you dare be more! Don't you dare be more motivational than I was trying to
I
be.
love you, cocksuckers.
I
All
love
right?
you.
Go fuck yourself.
Let me say these
No,
three people that I'm with right now are three of the people that I love most in the world, honestly. And I want to make sure it's on the record, it's forever recorded,
Oh, son of a!
that I've told all three of you at the
This
same
is not
time
your podcast, dickhead.
He's hijacked our podcast, Dan.
And I truly love and appreciate my relationships that I have with the three of you. I love you, Renee. I love you, Dan. Alyssa, I love you. I love you. You're my beloved.
You're hijacking our shit. Go fuck yourself, Corey. No, I love you. I know. Like, really, we love you. We love you guys so much. And honestly, Corey, obviously, that's why we have you back as much as we can. Alyssa, I know that you know I love you. Renee obviously loves you too. And but no, we're gonna have you guys back on again after your podcast starts and in the same room and all this shit, so we have no audio issues. I mean, I'm not saying it's your fault, but no, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. You guys are great. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for being on our podcast. You guys are the shit and a half. Renee, I fucking love you. Don't suck my dick
I love you too.
tonight. But tomorrow, absolutely.
It sounds like you really mean it, but at the same time, it's like you're getting through wrapping the shit up.
No, I mean, like, he's so far
just
away.
taking
That it'd
him
be
on.
hard
God
to
damn
suck my dick.
All right, so that's been Perfectly Misfit. We'll see you fuckers next Wednesday.